How are you then? You okay?
Yeah, good. Very, very good. Thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good, mate. Keeping busy. So can't complain. How's work?
Yeah, new job. Fairly simple, mate. How's not being in the military?
Uh, it's actually all right. I struggled at first,
I can
um,
imagine, yeah.
and I do miss it. I'm not gonna lie. I miss like the lads, and then I do sometimes miss like just getting beasted on PT, or I think about doing some
Yeah.
urban exercise or something, and then I go outside and it absolutely hammers it down, and I'm like, I'm in a car, not in a fucking
Ah,
muddy hole, so I'm all right.
yeah.
But
What is your current thing you're doing?
so I work in sort of immigration and like overseas security and stuff like that. But
Nice.
what I'm actually trying to push is sort of the YouTube stuff and the
Yeah.
podcasts. So I'm really sort of hammering
Amazing.
a lot of time and effort into that, which is really good.
Yeah.
So
Mega, let's make it take off then.
yeah, fingers crossed, man. I appreciate you coming on. Like, I really do appreciate it. It's great to have someone with like your experience come on and like be willing to do this. So like just before we get into it, obviously some people may not know who you are, they may follow you. So for those that don't, just quick 20-30 second spiel on sort of who you are, a little bit about you.
So, under Instagram, or I'm Coach Tristan Willis, or Tristan Willis by name. I'm a father to an 8-year-old daughter. I'm a serving soldier. I'd say I'm a part-time online coach,
Yep.
human performance specialist within the military. And occasionally I do the odd crazy, stupid challenge for charity. And the aim of that is, one, I've got a disabled sister that I like to, parent and mental health have been massive for me and my family.
Yeah.
So I like to support them. And more to me is to keep me moving with the charity stuff, and to challenge myself in mind, body, and spirit, really, as best we can, and then share everything I learn along the way.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I've been following your Instagram page for a while now. You put some really good content out there. I see you obviously you are trying to push the coaching a little bit more, which is great to see. But then also see just put just general tips and bits of advice to help people. That was that challenge you did, the burpee
The burpee one,
2 miles.
yeah. So I did the 2 miles, a burpee broad jump on a track on a very wet day, and it was very emotional.
Yeah, see, I never went for a record. I just did mine sort of like through a YouTube line unofficially. I did the 3 miles around my driveway during lockdown, but so I know your pain.
That is
I think the
hideous.
worst bit was my wrists and my hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just remember like finishing, but like honestly, good effort on you for doing that. Like really, really good.
It was cool. It was more of a last minute thing because we had a charity event planned, but I spent most of last year injured, and there wasn't much I could do. And then someone gave me the idea, and I was like, "Oh, let's not do 1 mile, let's do two, and then let's just go from there."
Yeah. Wicked. No, glad it went well. So, what sort of the plans for you? So, how long you been in the army now?
Just coming up 12 years. So in military terms, I'm halfway through my service. In
Yeah.
civilian terms, I can leave when I want, but I'm in a very, very good job role. Always said that I would never leave until I stopped enjoying it,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I'm still enjoying it, and I'm still able to make a difference.
Yeah.
Um, and when that stops, maybe Tristan Willis gets out of the army and moves on. But at the moment, it's a very, very good place to be. To be honest.
Yeah, I think that's what I did. I was like, don't get me wrong. I think everyone should join the army. I did a little bit of a rant video on YouTube yesterday, but it was more of my like what the army should do to keep retention, because I think retention's more important than recruitment. But I will honestly say I think everyone should at least do the 4 years or quit when you don't enjoy it anymore. And I got to the point where I was doing other things on my civic, like in my spare time, that I wanted to sort of continue to do, where the army sort of didn't not allow me, but oh, the army takes up a lot of time, doesn't it?
Yes, of course.
Um,
Yeah.
so there was things I wanted to do on the outside. So I was lucky enough. I managed to do everything I wanted to do. I got tour of Afghan and instructor at Purbright.
Yeah.
As you know, you get to travel the world. Crazy AT. Went parachuting. I did about 3 different parachuting courses alongside military. So I think that's the best advice. I think everyone should at least do a minimum of 4 years, or just do it until you don't enjoy it
Yeah.
anymore. But you started off in the infantry, didn't you? Mercians.
Yeah, yeah. So I started off the infantry, and it was a thick and fast way of joining the army. Essentially, I was a failed footballer. for everyone that wants to know a little bit deeper. So I played football up until I was about 19, didn't make the cut. And a little background, massively crazy ADHD, OCD child. Joined the army and was like, oh, I don't know if this was for me. And perfect. OCD and ADHD in the army. Couldn't fit anywhere better.
Best combination
in the world. And I've absolutely gone from, like, let's say failing and surviving to thriving. So done the infantry thing for just shy of 8 years.
Yeah.
Did a tour of Afghanistan. Did my section commander and spent most of my time in the reconnaissance platoon.
Nice.
And really, really enjoyed it. And then found the love for teaching and developing people and coaching. And that was through the green side, so through the green skills of the military. And again, those are civilian people that will listen, just teaching the stuff out in the sort of fields and woods and stuff like that. And then went down the PT school and was like, this is a place where I saw guys and girls that were really making a difference in developing people through sort of one-to-one group coaching. Education was really good at that point, and I was like, I really want to be part of this, and looked into it, and then transferred into the PT corps, where I've been now 2.5 years. Again, done an instructor post at Sandhurst, and that place was just elevated me again. Learned a lot, developed a lot, and absolutely loved it.
I think for a first posting, I think you really were on the money there to be able to, you know, for those that obviously don't know much about the military, to become a Sandhurst instructor, it's a very rigorous selection, isn't it? They pretty much say your top 1%. You go through rigor selection of physical, mental, and just standard basic drills, and then you have to go there to be a staff or colour sergeant. And as long as you do well and don't fuck up, you're guaranteed WO2, WO1 in your career, aren't you? So to go there as a PTI and teach potential officers, and some of these officers could then go on to be the heads of the army, chief of staff. I think it's an absolute brilliant start to your career as a PTI. Well, not a PTI, you were a PTI, but as a corps bloke.
No, it's a great place and a great level. And what I'll say to anyone that's either listening to this to potentially join, or even potentially go down the officer route, or maybe even go to Sandhurst as an instructor, is that it's one of the best places in the world. It gets put under the prestigious Leadership Academy and all them great, fantastic, what I like to call in the industry the LinkedIn words. Okay, but it is so good. If you want to make change and have people listen and learn, and then also learn and develop yourself, it's a next level establishment for me. So
much funding, time and effort, and even the camp. I remember the first time I went there. Like, you go to the ranges, you're just like, you're driving through and you're just like, this is the military? Like, this is mental. And you, to be honest, it's just different mentality. Nothing against, obviously, just us junior soldiers, but those joining as officers do have a different mentality when it comes to learning, input, questions, voicing opinions. And I'm guessing you mostly still see that, especially like battle PT sessions when it's team events, compared to the junior soldiers to the potential officers. It's one of those places where they just want more, so they want everything you can give them. And I'm a person that if I had that sort of, it's really, and we'll probably speak about that, but with my online coaching side of things, I'm not just a person that will just take anyone on board. And I'm not saying that in an offence type of way. I want people that want to work for 6, 12, 18 months. And you go to a place like Sandhurst, and that's where I would put it in line with Civvy Street, is that they want to be there, they want to learn, they want to get better. They know that they're under the mark of the future leaders of the British Army, but it's more than that. I don't know really how to explain it, but it's just, they just want so much from you. Yeah, no, I do totally get it, and it's most really quite hard for someone that's not in the military. Like I said, once again, nothing against us junior soldiers. I was a non-commissioned officer, an NCO, not like non-officer ranks, but yeah, it's just they have to go through so much more to be there, and like, unless you're going sort of power edge or commandos, the training is a lot harder. On top of everything, learning like the base, like what a soldier learns in 14 weeks, they've got to do in the first 6-week term, while still understanding, staying up to date with politics, situations that are going on around the world.
Yeah.
Like, but then doing what we're doing to an even higher standard, because you've got a colour staff sergeant who's your commander instead of just a section commander corporal.
Yeah.
Everything's just on another level, and they've obviously gone through the ASOB, Army Officer Selection Board. So they've gone through that, which is slightly different and tougher than sort of your standard recruit selection. So, and normally they're slightly older, gone through university, so you've got the maturity side as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's quite a number of factors, but yeah, it's brilliant. Like,
I got a lot out of it as well, and I'm not. That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
But if there's someone listening to this thinking, oh, I want to go PT Corps or potentially go as an instructor, that it elevated me as well. It elevated me massively, and I think that's what a lot of places we go in the army, especially as we go up the ladder. You don't really see that as much, but you go in there, I felt like I got a lot. And now here, being in my new job, I feel like I can now give more, much more than I could have if I had come here 2 years ago, like before Sandhurst. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. So just for those that don't understand, obviously, like we said, you was in the infantry, and then you've gone to the physical training instructors course, so the PT Corps. I did do a video on this, but sort of a short, just like brief on how you've gone from that and to this, and how people can sort of follow your career path if they want to.
Yeah, so I was in the infantry. I was a section commander, a full corporal, and I was in the reconnaissance platoon. And it was very, very good. But I just wanted a change of pace, and I grew the love for teaching and developing, and I really wanted to do that with individuals. So I then went down to Aldershot, the home of the Army School of Physical Training. Did my I believe it was 8-week course at that time. Yep. And that was to get my white vest, the famous white vest, and the famous red belt, and an issued tub of Brill cream, for anyone that's wondering. And then if you do well on that course, you sort of get to know and a little bit more info on what could be next. And at the time I was quite, not in time, but I was a senior full screw within my cohort. I'd been a full screw for about 3 or 4 years. And I'd done a lot in that time and the relevant courses to be in that position. And then I wanted to go PT course, so the Royal Army Physical Training Corps. And that is being head of departments, being in charge of physical development, running the program, running unit PT, looking after and managing teams. But you've got to go through a quite a vigorous week of selection. And go back and watch your previous video on it. And then if you get selected, you then do a 9-month course, and you transfer for me, from the infantry into the PT Corps. And it's a 9-month course where you learn a lot and you gain a lot, but it's still a pretty old school traditional course. Okay. Where if you don't make the grade, you're not going to get the goal at the end. You can potentially go back to unit. That doesn't happen often, but because again, everyone is part of that course, and there was 8 or 9 people on my course. Not many. We all want to be there. We all want to be there. So we'll pretty much do what we have to do to get over the line and work hard and study late. And there's lots of different aspects on the course, but essentially you just learn everything about PD, or physical development within the British Army space, which is obviously lots to learn. Also, my second post, I'm still learning and will continue to learn if I stay in. So everywhere is different. People are different. People want different things. Yeah. And it's just a big game of learning, really.
No, I think it's brilliant. And some of the qualifications you can get from this, if you're genuinely interested in physical training, sort of a bit of mental resilience as well, because I know you go a little bit into that, but whether it's ERI, so rehabilitation, or actual physical training, sort of personal training, but I know you're not a personal trainer as such. You do groups and you do a lot of head of departments, and I think it's brilliant. I don't know if you're heading towards that at the minute, but I know you can get degrees.
There's so much opportunities.
Yeah,
tactical
all paid for as well. Is it like, this is what people don't understand. This is like why I always say everyone should join the army, even though there's things going on in the news and that. It still is a brilliant opportunity to go and just get qualifications, get experience, life experience. Like, I can name some of the degrees that people are getting while in the
tactical
PT
populations. Yep. There's even people doing the business management. There's management and leadership qualifications. There's all your CLM stuff, which is all your leadership and management stuff that you keep building I'm actually doing off topic, but I'm doing a lot of change management stuff
Okay.
now, and the Prince 2 sort of the project
Yeah,
management
project
stuff.
management.
Because although we say we're PT core, a lot of my thing is managing a team, looking after a team, change management. So there's so many avenues
Yeah.
that this door opens. And what it does for those that are in serving is, I was very like tunnel vision in infantry, go on junior, senior Brecon,
Yeah.
go down this way, do that. When I step back and actually look to the army, there is so many opportunities.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to go down a certain remit, i.e., like you said, mental resilience, there's course after course after course, and there's also opportunity to go and take that around the UK, teaching it, delivering it. So, just so much opportunity in the army.
It is mental now, and I was the same as you when I joined. It was like army. Like, I was in the FSTs at first and the artillery. That's all I can do. That's all my job. Like, blah blah blah. And then you realise actually, there's so many other things you can do, and there's so many little jobs tucked away in the army that you don't actually know about, that they're actually crying out for people for. You can go away and do something, specialise in, and get some really good experience and qualifications. It's unreal. But pretty much anyone who's a corporal above in the army is a project manager as well. So highly recommend anyone just go in. If you're in the army, use your ALCAS or pay for it yourself and just go and do Prince 2. Because you are, from corporal above, you're just managing projects and you're managing people, and that is the army.
And I've been also teaching that lately, that people don't realise how much they're actually doing in that space. Like you said, your corporals, your sergeants, they're doing that on a daily basis. Oh, here's a project. You need to deliver this in 3 months. They don't know that's a big old project that in the civilian sector, in the civilian world, that would be a highly paid service.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, people don't realise, and they like sort of really need to sort of make the most of it and understand that. Yeah,
absolutely. Loads of opportunities.
Yeah, definitely. So would you in Oman 2019?
I was in Oman, yeah.
2018.
Must have been, yeah. It was hot. That's all I know.
The first ever Oman with household cavalry.
South Korea 3. Yes, I had a household cavalry driver. So I was a CVRT commander.
See, I was on that. And I remember...
Oh, were you?
Yeah, I was on that. Yeah, I hadn't actually done my Army Armoured Recce Commander course yet, but because I transferred from the artillery in 2017, and I was meant to do the Army Armoured Recce Commander's course that year, but they said, look, for promotion experience, do you just want to... We reckon you could do it, but do you want to go Oman, and we'll just put you in as a commander in a vehicle, but without a gun? So I wasn't driving around in a scimitar. I was driving around in I think it was not a warrior. My mind's gone blank now. Not a scimitar. What's the other one? Spartan.
Oh, so I wouldn't be able to remember him either.
So I was driving around in a Spartan, pretending to be a scimitar, but because it was it wasn't live firing. So I was on that. That was it's hot when it was like 10 till 2. We weren't allowed to work because the heat was like above 50 degrees, and because of the engines. And
madness.
People don't realise in a CVRT, you're in the driver's seat and the engine is there, and all there is like a fireproof wall. But that fireproof wall gets extremely hot. So the drivers are just passing out.
So story is, we obviously had household cavalry in the drivers, and then we had myself, and then I had my gunner.
Yeah.
And the driver was like, Tris, it's hot in here, mate. Mate, we're in Oman. Of course it's hot.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, Tris, it's really hot. I said, mate, we're fine. Just carry on. We'll be all right. You were all good out on the front. Like, I can see everything. We're good. And then these flames just start coming out the engine.
No way.
Oh, no, I've gone, it's a bit hot in there, isn't it? And he's gone, yeah. I said, mate, you're going to have to get out because the CVRT's on fire. And we ended up setting 2 CVRT2s, they were put in that country for that reason, and set them on fire. Another boy set them on fire as well.
Yeah, I remember quite a few of them were going up on fire, like in flames. Yeah, that was...
It's such a hot place. Much hotter than Afghan. So hot.
Yeah, it's weird because Afghan, it was like 7 years apart between them. And I thought Afghan was really, really hot. But then, I went to Oman and I thought, in Afghan, I remember it being like 45 degrees and that. Well, that's what the thermometer said. But it did just seem so much hotter, didn't it?
Definitely different heat. Like you could walk. I remember doing the range package, and we walked maybe 500 meters, and you felt like you were walking for days,
Yeah.
months. But again, just experiences, just cool. Didn't really even understand what we achieved in Oman, but it was just a cool place, and we got to do some cool stuff. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
How many people can say that they're in an armored tracked vehicle going as fast as they can, like in like some sort of formation down in the Omani desert? Like, and it look, without sounding too cheesy, but like shemag up, helmet on, body armor,
Yeah,
like duck down, like just driving around the
it's
Omani
cool.
desert. You're like, what
Yeah,
people don't get is, as a commander, because that was my first exercise commanding. Like commanding a vehicle, like you got 3, maybe 4 bods in there. Like that's your vehicle, that's your crew, and you're commanding that. You're navving,
yeah,
you're calling on fire missions on target, or you're doing reconnaissance, like sneaky
yeah,
beacon, not being seen. It is like a really like mega job.
yeah. It's cool.
But yeah, I remember that. Oh yeah, I don't know if I'd want to go back there, like in a wagon again. I'd go on holiday, but
Ooh, no, yeah, definitely. I'd 100% go back there. We went to some nice hotels and did a bit of AT.
oh, I
And
got none of that.
seemed like a beautiful place.
Oh,
So
didn't see any hotels.
no.
So nice. So what's sort of next for you then? So you're at Chatham. What are you doing? It's Chatham, isn't it?
Yeah, so I'm at one RSME. So I'm just again, it's a little bit of a different now. I'm stepping a little bit away from delivering sort of physical training and just managing a team. So looking after a team,
Yeah.
making sure I've got enough people to do the relevant tasks, help assist, develop others now really. So
Nice.
and look sort of up and out rather than sort of in and just doing my delivery stuff.
Which I'm guessing is
But
what
it's
you
good.
like, because obviously in your own time you've got your own coaching company where you're
Yeah,
obviously developing people, helping people better themselves. And
absolutely love it.
am I right in saying, yes, you're mainly a sort of physical training coach, but you sort of incorporate lifestyle sort of mentoring
Yeah,
within that as well? So it's developing them as a whole, not just say
I'm
body
going.
weight.
I'll be honest. I'm going away. I don't really coach. Like, this is no disrespect to any form of coach because every coach is trying to make people
Yeah,
better
yeah.
in a way. But I don't really coach. If we, if you want to come and lose weight, I'm not really that coach. I sort of did that obviously when we started, like we all probably do.
Yeah.
But it's more now. Yeah, developing people in there. Even in some people I'm working with, like I've got 2 guys that are sort of CEOs at quite a good level, and I'm working
Nice.
with them to get. All they do is work. All these people do in their head, and they both work in the corporate world.
Yeah.
Is all they do is work, 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 and there's nothing for them. Yeah, they earn good money, but there's nothing for them. It's just they're just so. And you do meet these people; they're so work focused and career focused. They don't actually, again, like I did once upon a time, step back and like. There's so many opportunities left and right in me that
Yeah.
I'm missing out on, and getting people to do that, developing people, getting people in. Oh, Tris, I ain't got time to train. You have got time. You have.
Yeah. Like,
And more long-term challenges. So, and I did speak about this on my social media the other day that I'm a coach that I'm practicing what I preach. I'm doing these things. I'm planning big charity events. I'm doing big events because that's what I'm passionate about. I know you haven't got to do that as a coach, but I want to work with people that are in line with my ethos and some people that I can help grow. But I think the best thing about coaching is you develop yourself at the same time.
yeah.
And I think
Definitely.
that's a point that us at social media and these mentors and gurus, coaching people helps me as a person. It makes me better
That's good.
as I've gone through that journey. And it's not all about, and it is a second stream of income for me. So it's not all about the money coming in and how many clients can I get over a month. It's who can I help? Who can add to value to my life? And also, can we create a good friendship and a long-term friendship out of that? And just be like, oh, how amazing is that? Life's a journey. So it's just another part of the journey that I'm sort of taking every bit of I can in, all of it. I'm taking it all in. And I never did that before. I was very tunnel vision.
Right. Yeah.
Need to do this, need to do that, need to be the fittest. And that's all that matters. When we do just take straight away advice would be just take a step back, look left and right. Everyone, we can learn from everyone as well, especially in the military concept. You can learn from every single person in the room. And now getting to do that, already being here with this new team, the team's so good.
Yeah.
Little military teams that work together for the same
Simple.
purpose
Yeah.
is just so effective. And again, that's just I'm as you can tell, I'm very positive. I'm an optimist. I just love it. Love it all.
No, yeah, definitely. A lot of people, I think, can definitely learn from this. I remember that's one of the first jobs. Well, the first job I did when I left the military was a mortgage advisor role in London, top firm, if not the best firm in the UK.
Amazing.
But then what I realised was I had some other stuff going on in my personal life, so I sort of had to give it up. But what I did realise was like money's not everything. You know, people on there are well into six figures. Like, I'm talking well into six-figure incomes per year, 5 figures a month, easy. But that's all they did. Yeah. That is literally, they went on for the odd drink or popped away for a holiday maybe. But it was like Monday to Friday, the office was, if I remember rightly, it's 9 till 6. You got one day working from home if you're a certain level, but some people didn't even take that. You had to work the odd Saturday, but a lot of people were picking up extra Saturdays. And then, you know, for me, I finished at 6, got a train home, jumped back on the computer as soon as I was in at 8. I was on the computer till 10 or 11. They were doing the same. And then Sunday, emails were going out again. And that's it. That was life. And it was just like, and it was good. Like, don't get me wrong. I made some good money at first. And if that's what interests you, but then you realise that's not life at the end. You know, life isn't just about money, but that's what that company was. It was like everyone knew everyone's numbers. It was very open, which was good. So it's like at the end of the week, you had a team brief, but every day you had an even smaller team brief. Like, what's your numbers today? What you planning on doing? How much have you hit? The whole company's got put up on a spreadsheet at the end of the week. Like, this is what everyone's on so far. This is what everyone's on at the end of the month. This is the top 3. Well done. You get a trophy.
Must have been a good experience though, and you sound like you're positive from it.
Learned so much. But I also did look at other people, and it's like, your life is literally just this. Okay, you're happy at the moment and you get excited about this, but is it going to be everything in 5 years' time when all your life has been this and you haven't experienced other things, you haven't challenged yourself with other things? So I think it is good, no matter like how successful you are in your work, maybe step back and look at charity challenges or see if you can volunteer somewhere or go and push yourself for something else.
I know as a person as well, if I was in that environment, I would just, I wouldn't be doing anything else. And then I'd look back in 12 months and be like, I've done nothing. All I've done is earn lots of money, which is great. And we all know, you know, the world goes round with money and we've got to pay our bills and children and do things. But also I've got like a bit of a mixed balance now where, yes, when I'm working, I've still got that mindset because I'm that kind of person. I can't switch it off. But when the laptop's done or my team's out the door, I'm like, right, like today I went for a walk and I was like, long day, but I reflected on the day I've got outside. I wouldn't be able to do that in that environment. It would just be bed, reset, go again.
That's when I did start. I don't know if I struggled, but not in a way where it was really, really affecting me. But I got like a few months in, I was like, Jesus, I haven't thought about the gym, haven't been to the gym, haven't thought about running, haven't been running. Like, I answer my emails on the train. I get back home, I'm checking my emails. I wake up on a Saturday, I check my emails. Like, and that's all I was doing. And I got like 3 or 4 months in. I was like, do you know what? I need to get a gym membership back up because obviously in the army you get like a free gym at every camp you go to. Yeah. So I was like, I better sign up to the gym. And then I was like forcing myself to like go either before work or during a lunch break because it just wasn't. I was literally, it was either a little bit of family life, but majority was just work. And I was becoming really successful and I was happy in that sense. But then I was realizing like, okay, in 12 months time, I'm going to have a good bank account, but haven't really done anything else. And for me, I think, and a lot of people within the military, and I think this is why sometimes ex-military or serving military make good coaches, especially when it comes to the lifestyle, because you have to do something else. Like work just isn't enough. Like you want satisfaction from a bit of an adrenaline junkie in a way, but in a good way, where it's like, do you know what? Once I finish work, I'm going to go on the hills and I'm going to go walking. So you're going to get some fresh air, you're going to get some exercise, you're going to see some views, you're going to speak to people up and down the hill. Or, yeah, stuff like, does that sort of make sense with where I'm going with this?
Yeah, it does, and it's probably what keeps me in, because I've had a couple of like the social media is doing relatively well, and I joked earlier, but through LinkedIn and just through contact through the charity, I've had a couple of like job opportunities.
Yeah.
Which is, it's sometimes been like triple my wage, but I've gone, oh, like you said, I've gone, oh, that's success, that's amazing. But also, and I spoke to my close circle and been like, but it's not actually what I want. Like, it's not what I want. Whereas, like right now with this salary and my online coaching, and I'm doing the stuff I want to do, that I get back and I'm like, yeah, that was good. I'm smiling about that. And actually having the time to reflect, because if I was chasing salaries and money in the corporate world, I'm not going to do half the things I'm going to be able to do.
No.
I like to read, I like to walk, I like to listen to audiobooks. That's what I like to do, as much as it's boring. But I wouldn't get to do any of that, because I'd be constantly working away on trying to, be successful in I suppose the army it's not that way. We don't have to meet targets. Yeah, we do in a sense, but it's not a money target. No. So it gives you a lot of freedom. So yeah, very, very good point, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely. And everyone should just take that away. Just look at life in a different perspective sometimes. And like, work is important, and I think, hate it when you got someone slacking. Like, when you're at work, knuckle down. But work isn't life. Yeah. There's a lot more to life than just work, and there's other ways that you can be successful, whether that's, reading a book, having a family life, going for a walk, charity challenge, whatever it is. So a little bit more about the coaching then. Sort of was at Coach Tristan Willis, isn't it? Instagram.
Yeah, at Coach Tristan Willis on Instagram. Yeah. I'm on the Twitter. I keep forgetting to post on Twitter. I'm on LinkedIn, anyway. Tristan Willis. I am not to your level, but I've got a YouTube, Tristan Willis, and all my charity stuff that gets documented will be just go on there, just as a big journal, and hopefully will just inspire others. So the last one, the burpee, was documented, a short little 4-minute film. Yeah. It's pretty cool. And then the next one, which is soon to hopefully be announced. But with the coaching, I'm massively going down the endurance mindset. Let's challenge our mind through doing multi-day events. I'm not like a triathlon coach or anything like that, but I want to go down the path of working with people that want to do something that others may think's impossible. Yeah. Others may think is a bit silly. I'm the go-to coach if you want to do something that you probably don't want to tell anyone else.
Because they think you're stupid.
Because they think you're stupid. Yeah. And you've done 3 miles of burpees. I've done 2 miles of burpees, and it was stupid. But it also, I haven't actually spoke about this, but all my family, and I had, I think about 2.5K in, I got really bad stomach cramp, and my left tricep just gave up, and my wrists gave up. Yep. But there wasn't one moment, and this is swear down Ivy's life, there wasn't one moment I thought, I'm not going to make this. Yeah. I'm not going to do this. It was never in the mind, never, not once. I knew my body would give up, but my mind was so strong, and I think it's so powerful. And that powerfulness that I found over a long time, maybe 6 or 7 years now, because I wasn't like this when I was younger. I was really fit when I was younger. Yeah, but I didn't have the mental maturity. And now my mind is such a powerful tool that I want to give that. And I want to show people that. And the way I'm going to show people is not by just me doing challenges, but challenging them in a different way to be like, wow, I can do that. I can do that marathon. I can wake up and do that marathon. I can do more and more crazy things. But I think that's the goal with my coaching, is just to show how powerful this is.
No, and that's brilliant. And I think people should understand. And, maybe obviously, like you said, you got quite a rigorous selection, not selection, but, you don't just take on anyone, but people need to understand that they can do anything, but it will just take time. I hate it when, like, I say I've done this, or I've got this charity challenge, and I couldn't do that. I'm like, anyone could do it, unless it's obviously something stupid, like an impossible 1,000-kilo deadlift. But if it generally is just a multi-day challenge, marathon, ultra marathon, stupid burpee challenge, tire flips for a mile, whatever it is you want to do, like, anyone can actually do it. And I remember when I was doing the burpees, not one part of me when I was going around was like, I'm going to give up. I remember I actually live streamed mine on YouTube. It's when I was like, I was still quite new to YouTube. I think I was like a couple of years, year and a half in. And like some crappy webcam on a tripod on my driveway. It's just the video's on YouTube. You can still find it on my channel, and I just burpeed around my driveway. And I remember, not once I was like, I am giving up, but my wrist, my body was slowly giving up. So it would have just been a case of like, I'll just lay here for half hour, stuff my face full of food, hydrate, and then I'll go again. And no matter how long it would have took me, I would have completed it.
Yeah.
I think it's good to have coaches like you, because nowadays there's a lot of coaches out there, and nothing against coaches. If you want to get in coaching, nothing's ever really saturated. You've just got to find your niche and market it. But a lot of it is, 1,000+ transformations in, I help men or women lose this amount of fat, come to me and you lose. With you, it's like, you'll get in the best shape of your life. You'll drop 10 kilos or whatever it is of 10% body fat, but I'll unlock something in your mind where you'll think, do you know what? I will say something that people think stupid, but they're capable of, but not willing to do.
And a lot of people I speak about self-coaching. So I don't coach myself. I've always had a coach, but I could coach myself. I could self-coach myself. And that's what I'll teach you to do as well. I will teach you to self-coach yourself. Yeah. And I generally believe, and I'm confident in my own ability and not arrogant, but that's the belief of me when I struggled on the burpees was, I generally believe in. I know my body's going to pile in. Of course, the body's going to get cramp, and the triceps going to go, and my core's going to hurt. But my mind was like, but you'll just literally dribble across the line. And I think for about two of the laps were like, and it's not for the camera, and you'll definitely know. I was getting down on my elbows, and my dad was standing next to me, the old boy, and he was just like, "You need to just get a grip of yourself, didn't you?" And we're having a laugh, and it was like lads in a room, and there was loads of people watching. It was just me and my dad zoned in. It was just like, just come on, let's go, let's get moving. You can do this, and he believed in it as well, and that's probably where I've got the belief from. He was like, you can do this. Yeah, like you just got to now keep going.
Yeah, it's a disgusting thing to do, but self-belief is a major part, and it's great to say like that you are great at self-coaching because you're holding someone accountable. But at the end of that 6, 12, 18 months, however long they're with you, they could, if they wanted to, go off and no longer need a coach. I think having a coach all the time is brilliant, especially if you're into that sort of stuff. But it's great to know that, instead of just people taking your money and like, send me a check-in on Friday, I'll hold you accountable. You're going to walk away at this and you're going to be able to coach yourself, and you're going to be able to do whatever you want without me, but I will be there if you need me. Yeah.
I've got a thing with coaching. I'm not a, and again, we're not slating no one, because any coach is amazing. And
everyone's got to start somewhere.
Absolutely. There's no direct debit. There's nothing with me. Any one of my clients can leave tomorrow. And I run my coaching on a communication basis. So we don't do the weekly check-ins. We do, i.e., if you need to come and speak to me, we jump on a phone call and we talk. Yeah. If you need to speak to me through WhatsApp every day, I've got a client, Jack. Okay, he was funny last night. He said to me, "I must do your head in." I said, "No, because this is what I've told you I do. I told you can text me every day." And we text him. He probably texts me more than he does his wife. So
I bet she loves you then.
And that's how I do it. It might not work for everyone, but like I said, this isn't a business where I'm trying to get 30, 40, 50 through the door. I'm never going to do that at the level of communication that I provide.
Especially while you have a full-time job as well. So obviously that is got to be taken into consideration.
And I've always said as well, and I'm completely honest, I don't want to be an online coach full-time. Okay. I don't want to do it full-time. It is something that works right now with my lifestyle. It's something I'm very passionate about. And I don't want to or need to chase the game. I want to just enjoy it. And like I said, I'll go back to my previous point, is that I get so much out of coaching people. Mm-hmm. I just get so much out of it that benefits me and my life. Yeah. So I sort of enjoying it, and I'll forever now be a coach. I'll be a coach when I'm 65, and I will be. I'll still be sitting on my WhatsApp when I'm 65 coaching people. But it's evolved through the last 6 years I've been doing it. It's just evolved, and it hasn't. And again, not slaying anyone, but it's just evolved into this now. I I realise what we can do with our mind.
Yeah.
And byproduct of that will be, you're probably going to look better. You're probably going to have a bigger deadlift, a bigger back squat, and be able to run a faster 5K. But that's not our ultimate. Our ultimate is the journey that we go on together.
Oh yeah, it's mega. Yeah, so yeah, I'll put some links in the description as well, so people can sort of check you out. I think
Amazing.
That's brilliant that there is people out there like you. So, what's the plan then? So you don't want to be a coach forever. So you just I know you said you're just staying in the army until you're not happy. In the back of your mind, no, do you have? I know you're collecting these qualifications. You're doing change management. You're doing prints too. Is there a sort of an end goal at your NG career just in case though? What's that look like?
I want to keep doing my charity stuff. So once a year, every year, I would do something for charity. I want to help other people do that, not just in a paid service. I want to help project manage people do crazy challenges around the globe. But my ultimate goal, if I'm even to say this out loud, is I want to work with teams, making their teams more effective.
Okay, nice.
And I want to talk. So I want to talk. I want to talk on stage. I want to talk to people. I want to talk to rooms. I don't know what that looks like, by the way. I don't know what that looks like, but I want to talk. I want to do more of this stuff. So I'm so grateful for the opportunity. I want to help teams develop teams. And I want to keep the coaching going, but I want to broaden out to speak and talk. And the goal, if I'm honest, would be I'd love to do a TED Talk. I'd love to stand
amazing.
up, and I'd love to do a TED Talk. And again, these are crazy dreams, but I'm an optimist. So
Mate,
if it happens,
what did we just say? Like you'll say something that other people think stupid, but to you, it will become a reality, and it's possible for anyone. Like anyone, put their head, knuckle down, read a few books. 10 minutes a day of something you really, really love. In 10 years' time, you could do a TED Talk. You could have a room full of people in a hotel, in a conference room or whatever, speaking to them about whatever it is you like. So I think that's absolutely brilliant. I think with your background and your experience and everything you're learning, I think it's definitely doable. God knows what you're going to talk about. No, I'm joking. You've got a lot to talk about. I think that's brilliant. So... yeah, look forward to it. I'll keep, I've been following your page for a while on Instagram. We've been talking on and off for a while now. So always more than welcome to come back on here. It's been great. I'm glad you come on. So for all the sort of people listening as well, then how can, give us some top tips on how they can sort of join the army. A lot of mine's sort of demographic is they do like a bit of physical. So can you give some people advice for say like the assessment centre and basic training? And then how they can sort of have a good career throughout the army. As many tips as you want, whether it's top 3 or ramble on.
So the first thing I would say to anyone that is even thinking about the army or joining the army, do it. Just absolutely go for it. Whether that is the sort of the role of joining as a private soldier, joining as an officer, do it. Attack it. But what I would do is definitely reach out to those. And social media is so good for this. And I'm a positive advocate of social media. Yeah. Reach out to those on social media that you might follow or look, search, that have got a military background and ask. Because anyone that's any good at what they do, regardless if it's a paid service or not, okay, if someone messaged me about joining the army, I would literally voice note them straight back and be like, here's what you need to do. Reach out, because social media is a great thing. Yeah. YouTube's a great thing. People like yourselves are doing great stuff still out the military, giving good advice on the military. Physical stuff, get out, get running, get moving, get outside, get in the cold. But I always say to people, just build an engine, build a base. So that is long, slow runs, long, slow bikes. You don't need massively anything fancy. Go back, do your press-ups, do your sit-ups, do your pull-ups, do the basics. Get really fit. Use a very good thing to use if you haven't got any money at all, but you have got a phone or you have got Spotify, is get on, use the bleep test, and just keep doing the bleep test. We do massively overcomplicate, and there's some fantastic military coaches out there that can help you if you do have a source of sort of fund or you've got a job. Click the button, get in the army, enjoy it. The worst case is you do a couple of years, you have a fantastic experience, and you come out. But my last thing is definitely get outside, get on the hills, run up and down hills, do hard things. Always do the hard thing first.
Yeah.
But do the things you don't want to do. And that could be you listening to this thinking, I don't want to go on a 5K jog tomorrow. Put your trainers on and just do it. Or that could be a person listening that's thinking, I'm going to do an 18-month multi-day ultra event. You've got to do the hard things first.
Yeah.
You've got to do everything. Is very complicated in this complicated world we live in. Simplify your life, join the army, have a go at it, have a crack at it, and see what happens.
Mate, that is literally mega, and I love the fact that one of your points was something I literally pretty much say all the time on this channel, is just do the basics and just move. So just get out, slow runs. So I just want to reiterate that as well and emphasize slow runs. Majority of runs should be nice and easy. And then I love the fact that you were like press ups, pull ups, sit ups, body weight squats. Always tell people to do that. They're like, what do I need to do? I'm like, well, before you go and try and bench press 50 kilos, can you even do 10 good press ups? Like, so that's brilliant.
Perfect.
And then do the hard thing first. I think it's brilliant because I've actually just started doing this. I've just had a baby, as I told you, really pushing the YouTube as long as I've got a full-time job. So I actually 7 days ago just got an ice bath.
Yeah, mega.
Oh, mate. Brilliant. First day I got it, obviously in the afternoon. So I did it in the afternoon, but it's the first thing I do in the morning now. Unless I have
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've definitely seen you.
Just so literally, I've done it now. I'm on day 7, not missed a day, but I do it in the morning. Get up, I walk to the bathroom, I put my they're dry because they're on the radiator in the bathroom, put the shorts on, put my watch on, go outside, start the stopwatch and just sit in it. And I'm just building myself up slowly. And I think is it David Goggins who said it, or someone said, get used to being uncomfortable, but just like do it first thing in the morning because it's done and it's out the way. Like, and
I wouldn't even look. Someone asked me the other day, what's the science behind it? Just don't even look at that. Just get in it and try it. Trust me, it'll make you smile.
Honestly,
you will smile. And that's as simple as I got it.
Yeah, I've looked at the science, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted it. But I generally now, and I say it to my missus, I get out and I'm like, I feel so much better. I started off at a minute.
So good.
And I've done a minute 35 this morning. I've been adding 5 seconds, maybe 10 seconds each morning. And that's how I'm sort of trying to increase it. So if you are going to do it, I just want to reiterate as well, make sure you take your time and build yourself up slowly. But just, don't even look at it. Honestly, I'll get out and I feel so much better in the morning. I'm like, oh my God, it's like the best thing I've ever done.
Absolutely love it. I genuinely love it. I've been looking at one here because we obviously in the mess and they're like, oh, you can't put one out there. Mate. I'm like, everyone can use it. You can get in there. I'm going to put one out there.
Small one, Lumi Therapy. They've got a sale on, 85 quid, 420 litres.
Have they?
Like less than 100 quid.
There'll be one outside the sergeant's mess in Chatham and the people will be like, what is that guy doing?
Walking across in your Speedos and your towel.
Yeah. Morning, chaps.
Yes, fucking cold, but it is like the hardest thing on my day at the minute. And there's not nothing. It's like I'm not doing too much at the minute. Life's quite busy, but I've made sure I do that now, and it's absolutely mega. So if you struggle and you're like, do you know what? I don't want to go on a run. Always do it in the morning. Yeah. As me, when I can train and run at any time. I love it. Yeah. But if you're one of those people that don't like it, wake up in the morning. Wake up 45 minutes earlier than you normally do if you've got work. Do a 20-minute run, have a shower, and then you ain't got to worry about it for the rest of the day. I think that's great advice. It's done. Yeah.
You definitely get out running because that is the base of everything you do is from the base of running. And I'm not a runner by any means. But running slow has just so many benefits. Yeah. Getting in an ice bath has so many benefits. And not just the scientific body benefits and the mind, but it just has so many benefits of doing as simple as, guess how easy going in an ice bath in the morning, and then that day that you think, oh, I've got to put my trainers on to go for a run. I bet that becomes so much easier.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you've been doing the ice bath, putting your trainers on and going for a run and being warm in 3 minutes is going to be much easier. Trust me.
Yeah. And people don't realise being fit in the army. Nothing against the young fit ones makes your life so much easier. Whether you're going on a promotional course, a standard sort of section commander course, I don't know, a JAV course, whatever it is, there will be something physical within it. And just generally just try and be as fit as you can. Don't have to be the fittest, but if you maintain a good level of fitness, life in the army just gets 50% easier. It really does.
100%.
Because it's one less thing you've got to worry about. We're doing battle PT tomorrow. All right, cool.
Yeah.
As long as if it's warm and it's not raining and cold, you ain't actually got anything to worry about. You just do the fizz. A lot of stuff in the army that's hard is when you're cold and wet. But if you're fitter, so many people worry, didn't they? You go on a course and like,
Yeah.
we're doing a log run tomorrow, or we're doing a tab, and they're like, oh my god, I got a tab. Oh my god, I got a tab, and it's like, I'm sorry, that's the bit I look forward to on a course. Like,
Yeah.
so
Amazing.
yeah, yeah, that's it, mate. Real honestly, thank you so much for coming on. Been chatting for nearly almost an hour now. It's been brilliant. Love to get you back on again at some point. Just waffle crap again.
We
Really
we
informative.
got some challenges coming up this year, so when I can announce them, I'll jump back on and we'll have a talk about it.
Cool. I've also just launched a new website recently. There's a few merchandise and products, selling a bit of coffee, but I've got something called Operations Room, and there's another page.
Yeah.
I'm going to be setting up a monthly challenge. So for a small subscription, it's actually quite something similar with your challenges. So throughout the month, you'll do challenges. But I've got something called an Operations Room, where I'm doing like news articles, latest military updates to help people who are joining or serving. I've got some of my YouTube videos. The podcast is going to go on there. But if you want, with some of your charity events, I'm more than happy. Send me a link, send me a decent picture, small description. I'll chuck it in the Operations Room. So like people looking to join or currently serving want to know what other people in the army are doing or how they can get involved or support. I'll send them your way. So
Absolutely.
send me the links to all
Thank
your
you.
social media and any information for any charity events. Send them over to me, mate, and I'll put them in the Operations Room for you.
Absolutely, and I'll get it all over my Instagram as well, so it works for both of us and we can push it. But look forward to seeing it, and thank you for the opportunity. And if anyone wants to find me, get in touch, find me on Instagram, but we'll speak about that anyway.
Yeah, we'll do, mate. Brilliant. I'll catch you